WPIAL football season here on the Management Science Associates Sports Network. Monticello's Italian Restaurant Game of the Week. It's a showdown in Class A's. The Cardinal Wuerl North Catholic Trojans host the Avonworth Antelopes. High school football at MSAsports.net is sponsored in part by Monticello's Italian Restaurant, by First Commonwealth Bank, by S-Mart, PMC Sports Medicine, by People's Gas, by Carlo University, by Progress, by the East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, and by Management Science Associates. Now let's head out to J.C. Stone Field in North Park and join Sam Hall and Gero von Dahn for all the action. The experts at UPMC Sports Medicine.
Stop, Don Rebel. Stop. Welcome to a jam-packed Lieutenant J.C. Stone Field in North Park as we get set for Week 7, the stretch run on the MSA Sports Network alongside Gero von Dahn. I'm Sam Hall. Happy Friday night, everybody, and what should be a fantastic football game. Pair of top 5 teams in the top-ranked Cardinal Wuerl North Catholic on number 4 in the MSA Sports top 10. It's become a tremendous rivalry, really, in just a few years, Gero.
Sure has. It's a great rivalry between these two. One that North Catholic has won the last 3 meetings. Avonworth, you know they're hungry. They want revenge. They want payback. With everything they have, North Catholic on the other side, ready to withstand that attack. Who's going to come with a little more today? That's a good question. The game where everyone here has been anticipating all season long.
These teams are unbeaten, but for Avonworth, maybe a little bit tougher task, as in Week 3, they lose their starting quarterback, a great one, is Zach Chandler, a kid who's really had a rough time in his prep career. Thank heavens he still has a senior year in front of him. Missed almost all of last year with a broken collarbone, and he's on a scooter here tonight, has been since Week 3. They have been able to not just win, but win convincingly in the time since he left.
Scoring a lot of points, too. Both these teams can score a lot, but yeah, Avonworth, they just keep rolling along. Chandler gone. That means they lose a guy that threw for 742 yards. And also great percentage numbers, 43 for 63, 68%. And what do? They go to Josh Derwall, and they pick up right where they left off. They just keep plugging along, winning in that game that they had the big circle in August.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've had it, I think, before August. They had it after that quarterfinal loss up at Hampton, the game that knocked them out as they lost to their rival again twice last year against North Catholic. This is a low team that had late leads. They had a fourth-quarter lead against North Catholic in both those football games last year, and I think at the end of it on their calendar for next year.
Yeah, certainly. And you know those seniors, they want to come out, they want to get this W here today. And this is a big game for both clubs, and both of them real happy to be unbeaten heading into this matchup.
And the way Gero has responded at quarterback, but boy, oh boy, the kid that's really made a lot of noise from them is Jamal Hughley. He catches the ball, he runs the ball, and he is an absolute playmaker for fourth-year head coach Duke Juncourt.
They're going to have to watch long. Hughley, where's number 1? We'll be keeping an eye on him up here. 26 carries for 449 on the ground. Through the air, 18 receptions for 379 yards. He's doing it all. 828 combined yards for this young man. Got to watch him here on the other side.
Leads the team with 14 touchdowns, and he is a special kid and going to be back next year for his senior year. They'll expect a lot of things from him coming up next year. But when you talk about a team that came back loaded, you talk about Cardinal Wuerl. North Catholic, the defending WPIAL and state champions, and they have rattled off 21 straight wins. It has been impressive, and that backfield is something to behold.
Yeah, they've got a lot of the skill positions back again this year. They're just cruising along. They've scored 40 points in every game this year. It is tough to slow down the Trojans, and that backfield is doing it all. Jerome Turner averaging almost 11 yards a carry, 15 touchdowns. PJ Fulmore with 10 TDs and 663 yards. And the young man who is in third in the rushing numbers, but may perhaps be the most skilled of them all.
Mario Latronica, I remember watching him last year in the playoffs as a freshman, and you could tell then that he was going to be a special player. Fulmore, the outstanding running back, had to take over last year with North Catholic through kind of the same thing Avonworth is going through this year. Lost their star quarterback in Charlo into the Wildcat, and he, along with Turner, really kind of drove them to that state championship. And Charlo back now. They are loaded. Lost a lot of guys up front.
You know, the other implication in this game is looking ahead to the playoffs. Nobody wants to be in the same bracket as Clareton come playoff time. And best by winning to stay away from that.
Stay away from the Bears, no doubt. That is the theme for every single A football team. Tarasovic has it on the tee, and he's on the run-up as Avonworth will get the football to start this game. High, deep kick is going to send the Avonworth Antelopes. Ben Thompson, or check that, Paul Heflin all the way back inside 10. He's going to be bottled up right as he gets to the 20-yard line, leading the charge defensive Catholic Trojan special teams Rashad Bolden. And they will give the Lopes the football right at about the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 as Avonworth moves from left to right.
So they'll start with the football again. Both these teams can put up a lot of points offensively. And we'll see how the Lopes get started under head coach Dave Joncourt.
Football on the near hash. 1st and 10-yard line. The deep back in the eye is Hughley. Pistol now, the broken eye. Draw will turn, give it to Hughley. Left side, he's got room, bounces it outside, still on his feet, 20. And finally, going to be from dead at the 25.
They say his knee touched the ground. He had a full head of steam coming out of the backfield, plowed right through the defender, I thought. But now they're marking him. Well, they gave him a few extra yards. He is a big boy, 6'2" junior, 200 pounds.
Strong, tough, running over the left side that time for a gain of about 5.5. Sets up a second and a short 5. 11:19 to play. Scoreless first quarter. Football now to the far hash for the Lopes. Draw in the gun. Pistol. Dotted by Draw. And he will turn. Play action fake. Roll this way. Pump fake. Still on his feet. He's going to cut it off. And he gained maybe yard, but tough sledding in some very heavy traffic. Dragged down by Keith Wells for Cardinal Wuerl. Short gain there, going to set up a third and let's call it a manageable 3 for the Lopes.
Third down, Lopes. And they definitely don't want to go 3 and out to start this ball game. That's exactly what the Trojans want to do, though, get the ball.
Side.
Man, there's some size in this rivalry.
And Hughley limping off. Come back. Wasco back. Cefic to the far side. Fulmore right in the middle of the football field. He waits at his own 43. Wasco. Draw. Brings the Lopes into the huddle. Calls the play with 7:28 to play in the half. What happened? Talk to me.
Timeout, Lopes.
There's a timeout on the field. We're going to take a break as well. You're listening to the Monticello's Pizza Game of the Week right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Italian restaurant has been serving the Pittsburgh community for years. With over 5 northern locations, there is one near you. Monticello's has been named the best pizza, best hoagies, and best Italian restaurant by the Tribune Review for 3 years in a row. Stop in at Monticello's restaurant high school football game and mention that you heard us on the MSA Sports Network. Large traditional cheese pizza and $12.99. For complete information, go to Monticellos.com. Monticello's, a Pittsburgh favorite.
Back out of the timeout. Technical difficulties with Gero's mic. Did I fix that? I did for a moment.
There it is. There it is. We got it. We're back for a moment.
1st and 10 for the Lopes. Draw in the pistol. Will turn and give it to the second back through. Running with the football straight ahead is Kevin Simpson. Up a yard, maybe yard and a half on a tough first down run.
So far in the game, each team with 2 possessions. Both coming up empty. On their first possessions, both teams moved the ball pretty well. Second time, not so well. Couple of 3 and outs.
I think Hughley is still sitting down in front of us. Simpson remains the deep back. And about 8 for the Lopes. Draw. Turn. Fake it to Simpson. Bounce it outside. Needs a block. Still on his feet. Look at him in traffic. Get all the way up to the 40-yard line. How did he avoid the Trojans? Finally able to drag him down was Darian Mercurio.
About 7 red jerseys there. He was able to slip through somehow. I have no idea.
Football closer to the near hash. 3rd and 5 for the Lopes. as Hughley remains on the sideline. 15 on a rolling clock first half. Draw with Simpson behind him. He'll turn and give him some instructions. Receiver to the far boundary is Khalil Thompson. Draw. Fake it to Simpson. Roll far side and throw. Tight end on the run, and the catch is made by Chris O'Malley. He's got that couple more out near the midfield stripe.
Yeah, good job to sell that fake. He was able to complete that pass for the first down. That's a big one. Move the chains, get the Lopes back.
1st and 10 now from their 48 as Simpson checks out. Draw brings Thompson to the far boundary. And there's the good news. Hughley back in the football game. Wasco. Watch for a little. Just turn, give it to Hughley. Straight ahead. Get a couple right to the midfield stripe. Nyman on the tackle along with Keith Wells for the North Catholic Trojans.
Okay, just leaning on his lineman, pushing him forward, getting a couple of yards.
5:19. This game is going so fast, Gero. We're going to be home.
It's flying along, and this could be the last drive of the half if that's right.
McLaren will check out. Thompson to the near boundary. Hughley, the lone setback. He is behind Drawl in that pistol. Pushes Thompson wider to the near hash. Now he'll motion Wasco to the near side as well. Turn, give it to Hughley. Hit as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Might get a half a yard. Turner and Timbers, along with Jake Sauter, who's really had a monster defensive Catholic.
Sauter keeping it Antelopes. And yeah, he's been all over for the Trojans now. Another big 3rd down coming up for Avonworth. 3rd and 7 from really about the 49, almost closer to the 50-yard line.
Sauter, impressive looking junior. 6'3", 210 pounds. Been long for the Lopes. They will motion Wasco to the near, but prior to the snap, with flags at Lieutenant J.C. Stonefield.
Get a little longer. It looks that way. 3rd and 12 now with the false start.
Boy, both clubs hurting big penalties in this first half. Ball back inside the 44 to almost the 45 yard, or inside the 46 to almost the 45 for the Lopes. Now have a 3rd and 12. Got to get that. Garrett Day, his brother Dalton, big part of the Lope football family. Years. Draw will draw a 3rd and 12. Thompson to the near along with Heflin. 2 receivers to the far, including Wasco in the slot, Hughley the lone deep back, and a delay of game. Came box here at Lieutenant J.C. Stonefield.
And the Lopes making mistakes here, handing over 10 yards. A procedure call, delay of game. Now 3rd and 17.
Draw. It's Hughley out of the flat far side, and he's about a yard, maybe 2. Price, Keith Wells, and P.J. Fulmore there as well, and boy, Hughley just got hammered again with 3:20 now, and Avonworth will punt it away.
They're focusing on him anytime he's in the game, especially since he's missed some play.
Just not looking comfortable as he comes to the near sideline. Wasco to punt it away. Seafick back deep along with Fulmore. Quick snap there, and Wasco gets the punt away. Seafick will call for the fair catch at his own 28-yard line. 1st and 10 there for the.
They'll take over with quarter and a 0-0 game. And hey, if you ask me, I like this kind of game. I like to see 2 high-powered offenses both being brought by good defensive play.
Well, yeah, both times these teams played last year turned into battles. Get to tune in for this week in the WPIAL. 7 o'clock, join us. We'll visit with some of the top WPIAL coaches. Plus, we'll preview week 8 of the WPIAL football season. Charlo in the pistol. Receiver to the near side, and he'll just toss it. And here goes Fulmore. And Fulmore's up over the 30 to about the 35-yard line. Able to drive him. Actually, Busby on the tackle. It brings him down, but Fulmore, solid 6.5 on that first down carry. Trojans go hurry up here.
Spin moves, jump steps.
Fulmore again. More up over the 40 to 45. All able to
And they got to move quickly with time ticking down here in the second quarter. Have a couple of timeouts left.
Clock rolls to 2. Again, the second back through. Up near the midfield. Turner is going to be turned backward. Good defensive effort by Paul Heflin, gets a little help from Kurt Nicholas. Right now, the Lopes a little bit back on their heels defensively, and the North Catholic. First they were just going no huddle. Now they're going full-blown hurry up here. And again, on the little toss, ball loose in the midfield area. The Lopes say they have it, but we'll see.
Maybe too hurried up. Yeah, just a little too quick in that pitch.
And they couldn't handle it. And then, you're right, Gero. There's a difference between and rushing. Hurry up is not the same as rushing. That looked like it was rushed a little bit.
And you want to say that Turner's got to pull that ball in, but that pitch came fast and just skipped right off and up with it now with a $1.50 right on the midfield stripe.
So each club hurting themselves with mistakes, and Jamal Hughley back in this football game. But he is not quite himself. He'll line up in the slot to the near boundary. Thompson to the far side. Garrett Day far side as well. Now they'll motion Hughley. And
weekly matches.
Punched it in from 8 yards out to Fulmore. Nothing right where they want to be.
If Jamal Hughley is where he wants to be. That left ankle. Here on the far side, John Gold, 6 foot senior, did not go well for Avonworth. I'm not sure if Hughley should even be on the football field.
It doesn't look like it right now because the few times since he got up, he hasn't been able to do. It just does not look healthy out there. And
Wasco on to punt it away. Cefic and Mercurio now will go back as the deep safeties for North Catholic. Rushes on, and Wasco gets it away. Taking it to 48 by Cefic. Still on his feet at the midfield stripe. A little hesitation move up the near sideline to the 40. Spun out of downs by Simpson. That was close. Thought they might tack on an extra 15. Very close to being a late. No flag. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the Lopes 40-yard line.
Yeah, I think the tackle started inbound. Without it being unnecessary roughness, but great starting position here for the Trojans. They can really take over this game right now. 40-yard line of the Antelopes with a 7-0 lead.
Latronica in the slot to the near. Now he'll go in motion back toward Fulmore in that wildcat. Latronica will take the handoff. Third in the corner. 30, 25, 20. Still on his feet at the far sideline. Latronica to the 15-yard line.
25-yard burst on the carry by Latronica. And the Lopes have to gather themselves quickly here.
Well, he's going to be fun to watch him for the next couple of years. Just a sophomore. And he's got the Trojans right back in business. They'll say he stepped out of bounds at about the 16.5-yard line. 1st and 10 there. Charlo back in at quarterback. Motions Fulmore. Taking him, Charlo will keep it himself. And he's going to be wrapped up before he gets to the line of scrimmage. Well, they give him forward progress of about a half a yard. Tackle on the play, Shane Fitzgerald and Justin Gross. A little chippiness. And there is Laundry on the field at J.C. Stone Field.
DeKale Cole's in there as well, flying in, beating his block.
Personal foul. Face mask against Avonworth. Half the distance penalty.
Right now, in this third quarter, everything going the way of North Catholic. And the Lopes trying to get their heads on straight here in the third.
So it's a first down and about 2 yards inside the 10. It's not 1st and goal. Charlo, inside handoff. Now it'll be 1st and goal. Fulmore getting the bulk of the carries here in the second half. We haven't seen Turner offensively touch the football in the second half. Maybe that's why he's been such a star on the defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, he is just everywhere defensively. Very quick feet, good side-to-side movement.
1st and goal at the 5. Fulmore behind Charlo. And Charlo will keep it himself. Charlo into the end zone from 5 yards out. Touchdown, Cardinal Wuerl.
Big hole on the left side. touched on his way. And look at the Trojans. They are over right out of.
Going to mark off the leg game. They're going to take that football, throw it out of this game. First and.
Valid fair catch.
Invalid.
Oh, so who's going to penalize running after the muffed fair catch?
So it's first down. Hard to tell. 5?
12. Yeah, you're right. 7. On the run, far side. 30, 35. Fulmore took the toss and went far side, and he was off to the races while we were trying to figure out what yard line it was. He said it's going to be about the 37 when I get done.
Fulmore just, buddy. He is fun to watch on both sides of the football. Tears it all the way out to the 37-yard line.
Let's give him 30 on the near boundary. It's in the backfield. First and 10, 42nd. Charlo send the receiver, and Charlo will keep it himself. Directs, stays on his feet to the 4. And they're able to hang on to that football as Nicholas brought him down at the 42-yard line.
Nicholas and Busby get there to make the tackle and hanging on is what the Lopes are trying to do right now. They are in a lot of trouble as they're going to head to the fourth quarter. North Catholic takes the game.
Most efficient and effective ad placement in the broadcast industry. To learn more about advertising opportunities on the MSA Sports Network, contact Glenn Anderson at 412-362-2000, extension 2225, or ganderson@msa.com.
When looking to
Back at J.C. Stone Field alongside Gero Von, knocking on the door. Second and goal from the North Catholic 5, but the Lopes in a 28-0 hole while they knock on that door. Troll with Hughley now as the deep back. First time in a while we've seen him in there as the deep back, and he's running on one leg. He doesn't want to put that other foot on the ground.
Sort of hop stepping his way into the line, nowhere to go with it there to make the play. Right in the middle of that hole was Nick Nyman.
So third and goal from the 5 after Hughley gets nothing. They'll throw a fade pattern. It's really tough to watch.
Yeah, cinches on that vertical. And he's just not able to contribute the way he would like right now. And they're still running. And again, tough kid being out there. But there's just not much he can do right now.
Fourth and goal from the 5. But yeah, you mentioned the jump with one foot, and he had no chance to get to that football. The Monticello's Pizza Game of the Week, 28 unanswered points here in the second half for the Cardinal Wuerl North Catholic Trojans, the number 1 team in the MSA Sports Top 10 in single A. Of course, a lot of folks say, hey, look at what the Clairton Bears have done all season long. They should be the number 1 team. I'm with Don Rebel and the MSA Sports Gang in that it's hard to not be the number 1 team when you've won 21 straight games. You're the defending WPIAL and state champion. You just, yes, Clairton is fantastic. I saw them last week. They are frankly unbelievable. Their offense looks like maybe the best offense that I have ever seen in 12 years of doing games for the MSA Sports Network. But if you're the unbeaten champion, there's really no way to take it away from you.
And they've been winning convincingly. They're not squeaking by opponents.
So, play action fake it to Simpson. Thrown into the end zone, and it's intercepted. Running with the football back the other way comes Stat Benson. Benson up the field, far sideline, and Benson is going to go for the North Catholic Trojan touchdown. Thaddeus Benson, 95-plus yards.
You know, he let that ball go, and you say, just knock it down. Don't intercept it. It's fourth down. But Benson knew something we didn't. That was he had 95 yards of green grass between him and another touchdown. And this game has been, there's a flag down on the field.
I don't know, maybe we got a block of the holding on the return. But how about Benson? 6 foot, 195-pound junior. He blew everybody away, Gero Von Dahn. He was running away from the pack, the big fella.
Absolutely tore off and left everybody in the dust. And boy, a picture can tell 1,000 words. And Wuerl was on the turf on his knees after seeing that interception and just sick about it. Watching the touchdown the other way, which will not be a touchdown. But at any rate, the one in this game goes by the wayside. And he just threw up a prayer.
He was going down.
Happening.
Man, that was just Rawl just saying, I'm just going to take a crack here. Happens into the head. Some numbers, they're not pretty if you're an Avonworth Antelope fan, from Gero.
Team that's averaging 38.7 points per game, shut out today. Had the longest drive of the game. End of the game, had a 65-yard drive, drove all the way down, but an interception on 4th and goal ended that drive. So Avonworth finishing the game with 111 yards.
I was wondering if that final drive did get them up to 100 yards, and indeed it did.
111 on 43 plays. North